Hello my friends. This is my second haul video. Oh yeah, I have to try to look into the camera. Is that creepy? Instead of looking at myself to see if my lipstick is on my teeth. I also noticed that I have a shadow on me. So I need to learn how to fix that. But anyway, hello everyone. This is my second haul video. This video is going to go over the haul that I have done over the past week, I believe. I have not been videotaping myself at some of the Goodwills and the thrift shops because they're pretty well empty. So I just kind of accumulated everything in my van that I wanted to show you that I was able to get while thrifting. And I think I went to, let's see, Goodwill, Salvation Army, The Attic, which is a Catholic charity, and just a couple of other Goodwills too in my area. Hey guys, we're gonna cut and paste this into my video after the fact because I forgot to say who I was and what I do. So you're gonna see this flow in real time, but I am recording it at the end of my video. So my name is Jody Renshaw and I am with Studio 36 and the Thrifty Pigeon. Thank you for being here. Okay, so I have a pile of things over here and we'll see if I can get through them because I don't want to make this too long. I'll just start anywhere. I think I'll start with this lidded pottery pot that I found. Oh my goodness. It is huge. I found this at the Salvation Army for $5.99. If I remember right, it does not have a maker. It just has a strange signature. I think you can see it. So maybe I could do some research on who that is, or maybe I could just love it for what it is. The glaze is absolutely gorgeous. The ribbon topping, I just can't even. I love it so much. $5.99. So let me show you. Beautiful glazing inside, out. And then inside, even more color and glazing, if you can see that. Maybe it's good that I have a shadow so you can see these things. So I love this piece so much. $5.99. I think that it was there when I walked in and it had just been put down. So I think that's why I have it. Next up, let's see. Little parrot plate. I lifted the sticker on the back to see if there is a maker and I cannot find one. It looks vintage. It was with some other vintage plates, little plates. I didn't like the other birds. I liked the parrots. It clearly hung at one point. It was $1. I wasn't going to leave it there for $1. I don't know if I'm keeping it or reselling it. Same with the pot, actually. I'm pretty tempted to keep that big pot, but we'll see. And then I got this for me, for sure. And some of you may cringe when you see it. Oh, looking back here. Some of you may cringe when you see it because this was the decor of your parents. It certainly was the decor of my parents, but I love it. I love floral pictures, art, and I love that it's on wood. I love that it's very 70s. So I am keeping this. I bought a couple of them, but I don't know if they're here in this haul. So we'll see if I do a display. This was $1. And then for 99 cents, I got this beautiful lupin pottery vase. Lupins are all over my backyard and they should be coming out soon. I saw some poking their heads through, or poking their little leaves through, so it shouldn't be long now. This also is signed, but it's underneath the sticker that I have yet to take off, so I could look that up. And I don't know if I'm keeping this or not yet. I do love selling pottery to other people. And this, let's see, this is very likely, I mean, very likely made in Maine. And I love finding made in Maine pottery. So I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see what I do with it. If you want it, let me know. And then we'll get into some boring things. So for $1, I got myself a canvas to work on. As some of you know, I am also an artist, photographer, and I like to do mixed media art. So for $1, this is perfect. You can find a lot of supplies at thrift stores that you would pay full price for at Joann's, even with a coupon, would be more expensive than getting it at a thrift shop. So I like to buy a lot of my supplies there. And speaking of canvases, this might be a little bit hideous to some, and I have to be very careful taking the tape off. I'm not going to do that right now because I'm afraid I'll ruin it. This clearly was locally painted, or painted, and I assume locally because I live in Maine, and this is a very Maine looking piece. It was 50 cents. It was half off of $1. I had seen it at the shop so many times at Goodwill and kept leaving it there because I knew I couldn't really resell it, or I just didn't think I could. But I didn't want it to go to the bins. If anybody knows what the bins are, things that don't sell once they're 50% off at Goodwill end up going to Portland, where they go into huge bins. I've been there, and I'll definitely take a video the next time I go. And people, buy things by the pound, but they're really rough with what they, how they look through these bins. And I just couldn't see this getting all scratched up. It's just so nicely done. So I rescued it. This was a rescue. Let's see. Oh, at the thrift store, the Catholic Charities thrift store, they had Corelle dishware in a box, all for $5. It was mostly the mugs and saucers, and I think that was it. There were like 12 mugs and saucers, but there were 3 platters. And this is the set that I use here at the house. And I was looking on eBay to buy these, and I was just going to pay $10 for one, but for 3, I think she charged me $3. So I didn't buy the rest of the mugs for the additional $2 because there were a lot of them, and to be honest, they're very hard to sell. This particular pattern is called Butterfly Gold, and it is not a big seller. So I think that's why I like it, because I can find it easily. No one else is fighting over it. And it's still Corelle. It still doesn't break when I throw it down the stairs. I mean, I don't recommend you do that, but it doesn't break on us. It hasn't yet. So let's see. A bunch of golden bucks, because as you may or may not know, I use these in my artwork too. I make journals out of these so that you can forever enjoy the book and have your own journal or art book. And they're generally about $1 a piece. I think this guy I paid 20 cents for at the Catholic thrift shop, and these 3 were each about $1 each at Goodwill. So I don't pay more than $1 for them because it's just not worth it. I don't sell my journals for that much. So let's see. Oh, so listen, guys. If you go to Goodwill and you see brand new deodorants that have never been opened, that are still sealed, and they're $1 a piece, why would you say no to that? They're aluminum free. They're Arm & Hammer. They're $1. So I pay like $5 a piece for deodorants. So I just saved some money. And in that vein, ladies, if you see brand new panty liners for $1, why would you leave them there? People get weird about buying brand new things like this from Goodwill, but they're not used. So do it up. And What else? This one I need to do some research on. So some of you know about Monroe Salt Pottery Works. They are a Maine company that got sold to China and now, as I understand it, is back in Maine. Correct me if I'm wrong. But the old pottery from prior to when they moved to China is highly prized and sells well on eBay. This is one of their motif is the wrong word. Designs. This is one of their designs. And yet I could not find a marking on the back. But this is exactly what their pottery looks like when it comes out of the kiln. It's got some of this orange on the inside. So this absolutely looks like Monroe Salt Pottery Works. And I figured I would try to resell it without the mark. I can't see that this would be a fake. I don't see how that could happen, but it seems hard to fake this. And why would you just fake a Santa? I'm not certain. So I'm going to try to sell that on eBay. I have no need for a Santa tile. And let's see. As some of you know, I read books to children on YouTube. So I just grabbed some books for 20 cents each at the Catholic thrift store. This one I had as a child, and it was one of my absolute favorites, like top 5, maybe even top 3. It would make me cry and it would make me happy. And I loved the beavers who took care of Fletcher. I love Fletcher. I love the illustrations. So I'm going to read this to the kiddos on my YouTube channel. Back to looking at the lens. This is going to take a lot of work for me to do. I found this at Goodwill for $1. They are parrots. It was clearly something made not here, and I'm going to make a pillow out of it. Isn't it very Frida Kahlo-esque? And that's my jam. So $1 to make a pillow. Speaking of $1, I am nuts about pillowcases, like ridiculous. Like I have more pillowcase. I could change our pillowcases every day, probably for a month, and without laundering any of them, and still have pillowcases left. So look at this, $1. And it's ocean nautical theme, which is my absolute favorite. While we're on that topic, let me see if I can show you my tattoo. Wait. So it's a little upside down, but yeah, my shark tattoo with my anchor, my nautical tattoo. While we're here, see this bracelet? I got it for $1 at the Catholic Charities maybe a week or so ago, maybe longer. My son is so disgusted with it. I guess there's like this fear of certain geometric 3-dimensional shapes. That's a real thing. If you know about it, put it in the comments. My husband and son totally have it, so they're both disgusted by this. So I won't show it anymore because I want them to watch my videos. Or they can just look away. But I love it so much, so I'm just gonna wear it when they're not around, and they are not around right now. Okay, what else? We're getting through this, actually. It's not as much stuff as I thought. Here's an old Fisher-Price wooden puzzle that I paid $3 for, plus discount because I use my discount card. And I had these. My mom had a daycare growing up, and she had a ton of these, so I am very familiar with these. And I looked up comps on them, and I can probably get $20 for this. So it's not a huge profit, but I like to buy and sell things that I love. So it's sometimes not about the profit. It's about rescuing them and from the bins and giving them to somebody who wants them and them paying for my time. So this next piece, very Frida Kahlo, very not me typically, but I'm going to put it in my office and I think I'm going to love it. I already love it. For $3, look at my giraffe. So it's got a lot of white space. And my giraffe is wearing gorgeous flowers and has chin hairs just like me. So, I love her. If you want to give her a name, put it in the comments. I'll name her what you tell me to name her. She's very modern, just an FYI. I think you knew that. We are almost done. I already said that did I say that I do some sewing? Did I say that yet? I do a lot of sewing. And I need a lot of batting. And this heirloom batting was $3 at Goodwill. $3. Which typically would be, I think for heirloom, maybe around $20 for this size. So, deal. Deal. And flying monkeys. I don't like flying monkeys at all. And I hesitate to tell you this. Everyone breathe. I don't like The Wizard of Oz. I'm sorry. But I know that a lot of you do. And so I bought this for resale because I looked and saw that it was older. It's from Hallmark. And there aren't any on eBay right now, but they typically sell for around $20. So if you would like it, it still has the cover. And I think a couple of them that sold did not even have the cover. So, bonus. Also for resale, I found this puzzle, this Big Ben London puzzle, and it was 50 cents, and I found that it sold for around 20. And shipping on it will be easy, so. And lastly, no, not lastly, almost lastly. I got these incredible cards for 50 cents because I saw that Misty Thrifter, she's gonna not like me for this. Thrifter Junker Vintage Hunter, that's her name. I love her so much, and I'm always screwing up her name, but she's a YouTube content creator and she's the best. And she did a video on shipping, and what she does, I'll show you. Well, go watch her video, because you should watch all of her videos. When she sends a package to someone, she uses vintage cards, and she has her logo, her basic business card sticker that she puts on a vintage card on the inside of it, so you still have the pretty picture on the back. Now, I get that these aren't vintage cards, but I am a sucker for The Incredibles and for a lot of Disney and Pixar things. So I'm going to use these actually as for my live auctions. So basically, I'll hold up an item like Corelle Butterfly Gold Platter, $5, number King of Hearts. So that's what I'll do. I'm just going to use them as sort of number cards for my auctions. And then I'll change it up with different ones just to keep it fun. So I love The Incredibles. Now, lastly, I hummed and hawed about this because, again, as some of you may or may not know, through Studio 36, I am a photographer and I like to photograph toys doing human things. And if you don't know what I mean, you can go to Studio 36, the numbers, not the words, studio36bangor.net. I wasn't able to get the .com. I don't remember why. I've had it for like 10 years. But anyway, then you can see what I mean by doing toy photography. So I found this guy and I was like, you haven't been doing a whole lot of toy photography. You've been working on some other things. And Jody, you've been getting rid of your toys. So why are you doing this? Why are you loving this toy so much. And I just had to have him so that I could make a picture with him. Oh my gosh, you guys. His tiny arms. And his mouth like opens and closes. And I think his tail, yeah, his tail can turn different ways so I can pose him. And his legs can do different things. And he was $1. And he makes me so happy. Now, his name was Rex, right? Because he's a T-Rex. So I can do some fun toy pictures with him. And that's it. That is the haul for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching and for supporting me in any way that you do. So if you could like or subscribe or comment, that would be great. All of it helps. And that's it. Thank you and bye for now. Love you.